again, this is Gilgamesh. I want to talk about probably my favorite action movie this year. This is a sequel to SISU. The Road to Revenge is, when I say it's better than the first one, I'm not joking. This movie tops the first one in every way. This one is a revenge story. In the purest sense, this is what Mad Max was. When I brought up Mad Max with the first movie, because the tone and everything. He was going for revenge for having his gold stolen in the first movie. In this movie, we find out at the beginning, and I want to show you the cast of this movie. Stephen Lang, he's one of my favorite actors, American actors of all time, and I didn't realize this till much later. Richard Brake is actually Welsh, and he plays the KGB. Okay, at the end of the movie, they tell you again, SISU is not a word the Finnish can translate. They point out that the first movie took place in 1944. You understand what that is. That had to do with the Great Winter War between Russia and the Finnish. This is 1946. The war's over. The Finnish had to secede land to get peace between Russia and Finland, so they did. This lays into what's going to happen. Tommy brings his passport to the border of Finland and Russia, the new border. And he shows it, and they allow him to go in. He plans to go back to his old home to retrieve the wood so he can take it back to Finland and rebuild his home. Okay, they let him in. They see him, they go, okay, they let him in. So he's legally allowed to be in Russia, and he's not there to fight anybody. He's simply there to retrieve a home. Then we cut to Siberia, Russia, where we meet Command KGB officer Richard Brake. They don't say what his name is. And we meet the legendary Stephen Lang as Yegor Dragunov. And he's in prison because of the crimes he committed in World War II, in the war. Oh boy, he cannot remember, and he says this much later, he can't remember all the women and children he murdered. But they bring up Tommy. And they bring up the name the Russians gave him, and that it's due to what Dragunov did. When he murdered his wife and son dismembered them with a shovel, he killed 300 Russians, and in turn it became a legend. And he wants him to clean up his mistake. So that's the premise, beginning of this movie. So remember, Tommy is going back home. He has his dog from the first movie. He's in a big old truck. This movie is beautifully shot. We're still in Finland, even though we're told we're in Russia. Okay. Oh my God, could this not this? And this movie, Tommy doesn't speak once, but he gets back home. And he's walking through the house, and he sees the picture of his family, and he starts breaking out crying because he remembers they were murdered. He never got their bodies back. That will come up in the movie. Why? No. Yeah, he starts, and you feel his grief. Yeah, he shows that he's such a good actor. Through his face, he expresses the grief of losing his family and why he's here. He starts marking the wood and everything because he's going to rebuild the house. So he starts taking the house apart, putting it on the truck wood by wood. What he can't rebuild, he can't take, he burns. And he burns, and then he straps all of it down. He proceeds to leave. He doesn't know that Dragunov is coming after him. And as he's driving, he sees, and they break it in chapters like the first movie. And as he's going on, he's being confronted by the Russians, and he proceeds to take them out. And at one point, the guy in the vehicle, with Dragunov, he says, "Don't move," because he sniped all the other men. And this may loosely be based on Finland's the greatest sniper in the history of the world. The Finnish he is a legend. He killed over 505 Russians during the Winter War between Finland and Russia. I'm not kidding. And I think they loosely may have based him on, this character Tommy is loosely based on him. He lived till he was way old. Yeah. And so, and he basically, he's shooting them with this movie goes completely off the rail. All he's trying to do is get this wood back to Finland so he can rebuild his house. He's got his dog with him. They keep trying to kill him. They keep failing. At one point, because the truck overheats, so he has to pour. He gives dogs some water. He pours the rest in the radiator to cool down the truck. Then they fire it. He does everything to protect the wood. And then the wood catches fire. He puts it out, and and eventually, the truck ends up in the water. You see this all in the trailer. He gets the wood all together, and not taking anything away from the trailer, he gets eventually captured. They take his wood. They plan to burn it. They take him back to Siberia. Yeah. This is in the trailer, people. I'm not giving anything away. Then Stephen Dragunov reveals to him a horrifying truth. He goes, I don't remember all the women and kids except for your family. Your son. He brings up his oldest son. He's telling him, as he's hanging, he tells him, yes, your son, your oldest son was so brave. He was a brave boy. He tried to protect his little brother and his mother. And I took a shovel and I dismembered them. He doesn't absolutely tell him this. And I'm like, you stupid motherfucker, you just gave this man every reason to want to kill you now. Oh my God, I was like, wow. Wow, that is the dumbest thing you could say to a man who's had fucking killed 300 Russians. And he says, you are a mistake I will get rid of. And Stephen Lang, I give him fucking credit. Pulls off one of the best Russian accents of all time. Like I said, I love Stephen Lang. He's probably one of my, even in Avatar, he was the best thing about that movie. I haven't seen the rest of them. I couldn't stand that pile of shit. But Stephen Lang has always been that actor. You can put him in a movie and he'll give you everything. And he gets into the character. Yeah. So, oh man, does he he puts himself through hell to escape, and then he's trying to get to him, to Dragunov. And then we see them at a table, Dragunov, the KGB officer, all these other Russians sitting there, and they're telling him to drink. And it's clear that Dragunov doesn't drink. He doesn't like to drink. I think he thinks they drugged the drink. And, the ending, I'm not giving away. But this turns into a bloody train ride to hell. What happens at the end of this train ride? You have to sit through the credits because there's a final scene that lets you know there is no need. And I'll show you. The director literally believed, and here's the thing about this movie. When he was asked about future plans, he said, Helander has not directly said whether he intended to direct a third SISU film because he considers Road to Revenge as a good conclusion to the story. Although he has not ruled it out, I hope he doesn't, because the movie doesn't need a sequel. And like I said, this man knew how to direct this movie. The cast is amazing. He wrote both films. Producers, I would have to look to see if he, and look at the three main actors. You got Jamal, him, you got Richard Brake. Like I said, he's a Welsh actor, Welsh and American actor. And then you got Stephen Lang. Like I said, one of my favorite actors who can fucking sound Russian. Pulls off the best Russian accent. Same companies. Now the score. This is the thing. Same two people who did the score, same editor, same everything. This movie has a score that makes you think of Mad Max in a good way. And this is more like Mad Max in the revenge. I'm going to kill you because you killed my family. Yeah. And like I said, not going to give the ending. This is a awesome-tastic fucking action movie that brings, and I'll say this, both movies will make women grow hair in their pussy and almost have an orgasm. Men will go, oh, I have a boner, an action boner. I watched this movie, and at the end, this guy stood up and said, I'm from Finland. This movie's he said, yep, this movie's everything Finnish people think of. Yeah, he was like proud of the fact that, unlike the previous film, which was set in Lapland, filming took place in Estonia. Oh, so they filmed this in Estonia. Oh, I did not know that. So, yeah. But it's based in Finland, but they went to Estonia. Okay. I was wrong. The movie looks like Finland. It seems like Finland, but I guess they, like he says right here, it was filmed. Now, let's go back to the previous one. I want to see where they filmed this movie, the previous one. SISU. Where did they film it? I think I saw. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking to see where they say they filmed it. I don't think they. Yeah. I'm looking, I'm just seeing if they show where it was filmed. Let's go back to that. Doesn't really give you the, just trying to find out where they, I guess the first movie was, let's go forward, back to the, here it is. They said the first movie was filmed in, where is this? Okay, so the first movie was filmed in Finland. This one's filmed in Estonia. Okay. But yeah, this movie's amazing. It's worth watching. I could not be, I love this film. I mean, like I said, it's an action film. It's a revenge story. It's, if you think of where do revenge stories usually come from? They come from Westerns. So if you look at samurai movies, are Western. They're Japanese Westerns. I've heard directors, like I think Mika Takashi said that they are, because he made a Western samurai film. Yeah, great film. And yeah, you look at it like Red Sun is a perfect example of a Japanese and Western film coming, showing that it is a Western revenge story. Yeah, because look at Seven Samurai, the Magnificent and Wild Bunch, all they're revenge stories. They're, yeah, they are. Oh yes, you're coming to protect the town, but at the same time, you're getting revenge on the people, you know, that wronged you. It's like Clint Eastwood. His movies are revenge westerns. Yeah. And this movie is a perfect western that takes place at 1946. So yeah. You know, I love a great action film. I love a good, great revenge story. And this movie's everything perfect. And then I said it will make you feel like you got a bone. You'll be like, oh my God, I just seen one of the greatest action films. And it will make women go, oh, okay, I want to have sex now. Yeah. This guy's like, you know, Mel Gibson from Mad Max, The Road Warrior, and Beyond the Thunderdome. And that's a compliment. This is Clint Eastwood in every Western he ever, where he got revenge, you know, and Red Sun. It's all these type of movies, all in one perfectly done action film that I couldn't be more happy that I saw, and I'll see it again. I'll watch it again. It's perfection. So this is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.